If you ever sit there looking at your to-do list, knowing you should get up and do something, and yet it just seems too hard to do it. You just don't want to get up, you're not motivated, you don't feel like doing anything, then this video is for you. You're probably not lazy, you're just exhausted. We're often productivity obsessed. We're obsessed with hustle culture, with working hard, with, doing extra, grinding your way to the top. And I think it inadvertently causes us to live in a world where being worn out, burnt out, exhausted is villainized. And people get labeled as lazy or worthless or, a generation that doesn't do anything or that hates to work. When I think the reality is much less about hating work or being lazy, but it's more about just being frustrated. And that's what I want to talk about today. There is a lie that goes on about laziness. It is a wide net that's cast all over the place, and it ends up catching a bunch of unmotivated people. I think most people today in the workforce, younger generations in particular, who get labeled as lazy are actually just burnt out. And I think it comes from two things. I think one, they're burnt out at work because work is much more about pushing and grinding today than it might have been in the past. But also, those people are raised up in a culture where they feel like they're supposed to love what they do and have passion for what they're working on. And then when you combine the fact that there is no passion, there is no meaning, there is no purpose in a lot of these jobs, and you're having to work hard and grind, it just burns you out. It burns you out physically, and it definitely burns you out mentally. And I think the unfortunate thing is that a lot of us are getting pushed to thinking that we're broken. We're broken, we're beat up, we're damaged goods, when really that's not true. We're not broken, we're not lazy, we're just struggling through meaningless work, and we're unmotivated and unhappy. And there is a difference there. And you can tell when you're being lazy and when you aren't. And if you are just being lazy, then you need to get it together. But exhaustion looks much different. It comes with physical fatigue. Are you physically breaking down? Do you feel tired? Are you worn out and dragging physically? Right? There's mental exhaustion as well. Right? Are you having brain fog? Is it hard to focus and concentrate? Are you constantly having mental battles with frustrations at work, with meaninglessness, with feeling like there's no purpose, you're missing your calling? All of those can be signs of fatigue and of being exhausted and worn out. And work pushes that. We have too many meetings. We go to meetings for hours and hours a day that could just have been several emails. We're constantly on projects that need to be done tomorrow, despite the fact that a lot of times you don't even have the information needed today to finish it for tomorrow. But there's this constant push. A lot of times we have bosses who thrive on chaos and companies who push a culture of chaos. Everything needs to be immediate. There's unclear expectations. A lot of times it's not just that associates don't have purpose or calling, but companies don't even have a purpose or calling beyond profits, which ends up meaning that employees are treated like commodities, making the job feel even more meaningless and pointless. And I think for those of you out there that are struggling with this mindset between, everyone calling you lazy, but you don't feel like you're lazy, you feel like you're exhausted, I think you just have to shift your mindset around to help ease your mind. I think you need to stop asking yourself, why are you being so lazy? And start asking yourself, what is it that's draining me? Right? What is it in my life that's sucking the life out of me? What is it at work that's causing you to be drained? Is it your boss? Is it a coworker? Is it something you're doing, right? Maybe you are overactive, right? Every time you get a request, you jump on it immediately. Well, give yourself some time. Don't answer emails all day immediately. Don't answer every phone call that comes. People can wait. You're a human being. You can only do so much. So assess your situation. What is it about you, about your work situation, that is just draining the life out of everything that you do? And then ask yourself, what's missing? A lot of times it's not always just what you're doing, but what you're missing. Are you, is it something spiritual, right? Do you need to go to church more? Is it family, right? Is it, you've been avoiding your family, or work's been taking up so much time you haven't been able to spend it with your family? Is it relationships? Are you finding yourself at a stage where, you don't have the friendships or the relationships that you want? Maybe they're not as healthy as they were because you're spending too much time working. There can be a lot of things in life that we're doing that are sucking the life out of us. And there's a lot of things in life that we're missing that could bring extra life to us. As a personal example, I once worked for a boss who was the most chaotic human being I've ever been around in my life. I think they genuinely thrived on chaos. I think they instituted chaos. They operated in a way that built chaos. And I went through the same thing where, I felt really lazy because apathy had set in. I just didn't care. I, was just frustrated, and I had guilty feelings of being lazy, like I wasn't carrying my weight. And it was only after a few months of going through this that I realized that, no, I'm not being lazy. I'm not carrying my weight. I'm just burnt out. I'm tired of dealing with this chaotic stuff. I've gotten to the point where I don't even care about my job anymore. It wasn't laziness. And I realized that I have to scale back at work. And for me, it was faith and family, right? It was making sure that spiritually I was in the right spot, making sure that I'm spending the right amount of time with my family, and in focusing on those things, it made that whole situation much more bearable, because I realized, look, work's just a part of it. I'm not being lazy. I'm burnt out, and it's my responsibility to reclaim my life, just like it's your responsibility to reclaim your life. So if you're going through this, you have to be the one that gets your life back. Work's not going to do it for you. Your friend's not going to do it for you. Your family's not going to be able to. You have to be the one to start that. And I'll start to wrap it up with this. I think that rest is key. I don't think that you need to go out there and find a 34-step program to reclaiming your life. I don't think you need to find some productivity hack or some system or some app that's going to allow you to schedule your days out. You've got to just rest. Take time to slow down and rest. Say no to things. Say yes to more important things in life. Put work into perspective. Work is just a tool that you use to fund the life that you want to have. Work should not be your life. And if you make it your life, even if you enjoy it today, you'll look back on it one day and wish you had spent more time doing other things. So that's my encouragement to you. Put work into perspective. Take rest. Reclaim your life. Put the important things back in there. Faith, family, friends, all that stuff. And I think that you'll figure out that, you know what, I'm not actually lazy. I'm not broken. I'm burnt out. And today could be the day that you start taking your life back. I hope this encourages you to stop beating yourself up. You're not lazy. You're exhausted. And I hope that you can focus on the more important things in life. Shift your perspective. If this video did help, or you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one.